Okay, so welcome everybody. Let me know if you're watching the replay and please feel free to join us live on Zoom. I'm just checking Zoom to make sure that it's working. Join us live on Zoom. All this technology. And let me, I was thinking I could maybe share the Zoom link, but I'm not sure if I can do all that right now. It is in the group. And if you click on the event, you should be able to just join in. And so let me know if you're watching the replay or watching, please feel free to join us on live. If you're watching and you can't join us on Zoom, then just chime in the comments what's coming up for you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jacqueline Kane, medical intuitive and low back pain specialist, and also energetic alignment strategist, helping women to clear the blocks to being aligned with their soul's purpose and their intentions. Because when we clear those blocks, life becomes filled with ease, flow, and abundance. And I am here to tell you, and I know Joyce is here to tell you, that life is so much more fun when we're in the ease and flow and abundance of life. Less struggle, less all of that stuff, physical pain, emotional pain, stress, anxiety. When you get to the root cause of it, then one, it doesn't show up as often. You have better boundaries with people, and life just becomes easy. So today I wanted to talk about personal power. There's a lot of things happening in the world right now. And the more sessions I have with clients, hello, Prati, thank you for joining. The more sessions I have with clients, I realize that for women, it's hard for us to step in our power. Basically, because I've seen and I've experienced it, and my clients tell me stories of the ways that they were never allowed to stand in their power. And so I wanted to have a conversation about that. So first of all, what is personal power? For me, personal power is being able to speak your truth, having the ability to say yes and no, having the ability to stop people pleasing, also to own your feelings and own how you, having the ability to speak your truth in a very consciously powerful way so that you are heard, so that you are valued. And right now there's issues in the world over women's rights and what a woman can do with her body. And depending on, I'm not here to debate which side of the fence you're on. I'm here to create a space for people to share their opinions. And can we get to the place where everybody is allowed to have their own opinions about certain things? It's an area where it's not black and white. And I recently posted on my personal page that there are things happening in Texas that I'm a little concerned about. I'm concerned about women's rights. I'm concerned about young women, young girls, teenage girls who are in toxic environments, maybe in family. They may be getting abused. I don't know what's happening, but it's not a safe environment for them. And they need more support. And are we giving them that support they need to make the right decisions for them? The decisions I've made in my life maybe not be good for somebody else, but they're right for me. The decisions you make, I may not agree with, but it's right for you. So how can we get to a better place in this world, on this planet, where there's less fighting, there's less war, because we're understanding each other? it's not black and white. We can't make a ruling for everything across the board sometimes. There's a lot of gray areas. And in that thread on my personal page, I got insight into another aspect of the debate about Roe versus Wade. It's about the gentleman's side. What about that gentleman, the father of the baby who maybe didn't want the baby? And now we look at him as a deadbeat dad when he didn't have a choice. He didn't have any say, or maybe he tried, but it wasn't, the woman decided what was best for her. So I don't want to bring up all the fighting and all the emotion, but I want to have a conversation and maybe do some tapping so that we can all understand where everybody's coming from and get to the place where I value you and you value me. And how can we find a middle ground in this whole thing? So I know I'm sharing a lot. And Prati says, yeah, amen to that. I can't believe men control what we do with our bodies. And absolutely, Prati. There were some men who joined in my feed and they were telling us how and what we should be feeling in our bodies. Thank you, men. I was hoping that men would comment on my feed because I want to know what they're thinking. And how can they know what a woman's feeling when they've never experienced what we've experienced? So I'm talking a lot here, Joyce.
Yes, you
What's
are.
your
But what you're saying is so true. And what comes immediately to my mind, in a perfect situation where there's two sides to every story, and there's the unknown on each side. And that unknown could disappear if there was a real listening and respect for one another. In other words, allowing somebody to express themselves, really listening to it, and then vice versa, listening to the other side. But a key word for me, and always has been in many situations, is respecting the other person.
Yep. And we miss that.
Yeah.
When we come at it with my agenda and me telling you to do something because it will make me feel better.
Right. And that listening and respect for you being able to want yourself to feel better, or vice versa, is where the respect comes in. And really the listening, not have it already made up in your mind what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, but actually let your heart have something to say to it.
Yeah. That's a good point. So in a lot of these conversations, there isn't any heart conversation. It's all mental. It's all, how can I insult you to get you on board with my thinking? How can I control you to my way of thinking?
And what I think some of that cause is the fear of what the consequences would be one way or the other. But there's a fear of what I'm going to say, or what are they going to say, or how am I going to feel, or how are they going to feel? Instead, there should be a listening.
Yeah, good point. Wow.
And I didn't know you were going to talk about this today.
I didn't either. I was actually talking with my good friend Prati, and she's like, that's what we're talking about. There's a lot of conversations in the world right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fear. And There's just a lot of fear. And when we start telling people what they should or shouldn't do, what happens to that person who is so afraid to speak up? I don't think men really understand how hard it is for women to speak up, because they've never walked in our shoes. They haven't been raised in an environment, in a family. Well, I know for me, let me just speak for myself, that, you know, I came from an Italian family. The first child was the boy, and I joke saying that he was God in my family, right? He was the first grandchild, first child in my family. And, you know, he walked on water. But when the girls came along, when we came along, it was different. And we were taught on some level, we learn at a very early age how to be in our family, how to get our needs met. And I think all of us girls knew that by being ourselves, we were not going to get the love and attention we needed. So we had to be something else, whether it's causing trouble was their way of getting attention. Or for me, it was people pleasing, trying to take care of everybody's needs, making sure that everybody else was happy. That's the way I had to be in my family. It took me a long time to feel comfortable to speak up. And Lord knows, a long time to feel comfortable to be able to sit in front of you guys and have this conversation about topics that are very controversial. This is a very, very heated conversation. So it's hard for so many women to stand up and to stand in their power and to move past that fear, to speak up and say, I want something different. I need help. Even just asking for help, it's hard for those women to do that. So what are some ways, because I'd like to do some tapping around this. What are some ways that we could feel controlled by other people? And what are some ways that we feel afraid to speak up?
And what they say is wrong, or that they really don't, they're not good enough to speak up,
Or I could get in trouble if I speak up.
yeah, they're
Right?
afraid. They have a fear of speaking up.
Yeah.
Because of the unknown. They don't know where it's going to go or how it's going to be received.
Yep. Just taking notes. And they haven't lived in a family where they've seen other women speak up. Usually our moms were living in fear, which we kind of took on as the way that women are, the way that I need to be. So it's kind of conditioned that we don't speak up. That it's not okay to speak up. Yeah. Shall we do some tapping around this?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So again, when we tap, for those of you who are new to tapping, emotional freedom technique or tapping, if you feel triggered by what we tap on, or at the end of the tapping, please reach out to me and let me know, and we will get on the phone and I will help you through this. Tapping is a very powerful tool that can help release the fear and to help us get grounded in our bodies and shift the energy that we're feeling in the moment. Whether we are living with physical pain whether we're scared really about something, whatever it is, it's a very powerful tool to help shift that energy. And Prati says, yes, power is given away, is given, not taken. And we need to stop giving our power away. Yes, yes, yes. Well, sometimes we don't even know we're doing it, right? So sometimes, well, as definitely as a teenager in my whole life, I didn't know I was giving my power away. That I was afraid to stand in my own power. So first you have to know you're giving it away, and then it's important to stop giving it away once you realize it. Awesome. All right, so let's go right through the points, okay? All this control,
all this control,
all this fear
all this fear,
of what other people will think of me
and what will other people think of me
if I speak up.
if I speak up.
I may never have learned
I may never have learned
what it's like to speak up,
what it's like to speak up,
to stand in my power,
to stand in my power,
because I lived in fear
because I lived in fear
and anxiety
and anxiety
my whole life.
my whole life.
I don't know anything other than that.
I don't know anything other than that.
All I know is I feel this anxiety
All I know is that I feel this anxiety
inside of me,
inside of me,
sometimes 24/7.
sometimes 24/7.
I don't know what it would be like
I don't know what it would be like
to not feel it.
not feeling it.
And I'm ready in this moment
And I'm ready in this moment
to take baby steps
to take baby steps
to speaking up
and speaking up
and to feel comfortable in speaking up.
and feel comfortable in speaking up.
And I'm ready in this moment
And I'm ready in this moment
to acknowledge
with knowledge
all that I've been through
all that I've been through
and all that I've experienced.
and all that I've experienced.
And I honor who I am in this moment
And I honor who I am in this moment
and everything I've been through.
and everything I've been through.
And I'm ready to take baby steps
And I'm ready to take baby steps
to feel comfortable in speaking up.
to feel comfortable speaking up.
And I know I may not get it right
And I know I may not get it right
at first,
at first.
but I can have compassion for myself
And I can have passion for myself
and compassion for others.
and compassion for others.
And I can love myself
And I can love myself
more and more every day
more and more every day
and trust that I'm okay.
and trust that I am okay.
Trust that it's safe to speak up.
Trust that it is safe to speak up.
It's safe to be me.
It's safe to be me.
And all of that starts today.
And all of that starts today.
So just take a deep breath. Just notice what you feel in your body. Notice if there's any thoughts or memories coming up for you. What do you notice, Joyce?
What I notice, and usually does happen when we go through this process, is more of a calmness and peacefulness in myself. I don't know if I would say confidence. I'm not sure what word I wouldn't want to say, but it's like a gentle, good feeling.
Nice. And if anybody else wants to share what's coming up for you, just share that in the comments. And we'll do a little bit more tapping. I'd also like sometimes with tapping, because it's all energy, we are energy and we can send energy out. So I would really love to send some love, compassion to the lawmakers, to people in power, to allow them to make the right decisions, and also to those women who may be feeling trapped right now, because we don't know their story. We don't know what they're living with. Some of us have an idea, but we don't know them. Sound good?
Yes.
So we're just going to go right through the points again. In this moment,
In this moment,
I set the intention
I set the intention
to send love and guidance
to send love and guidance
to those making big decisions for us,
to those making big decisions for us,
because it's important for me
because it is important for me
to know that I matter,
to know that I matter,
that my feelings and emotions
and my feelings with emotions
are worthy of listening to,
are worthy of listening to,
that the people of this country
that the people of this country
and the world
and the world
matter.
matter.
They all matter.
They all matter.
And so I'm sending them love and guidance
So I'm sending them love and guidance
and prayers
and prayers
for all that they're experiencing.
for all that they are experiencing.
And for those women in the world
And for those women in the world
who are feeling trapped,
who are feeling trapped,
like they don't matter,
like they don't matter,
I'm sending them love and compassion
I'm sending them love and compassion
and support,
and support,
and letting them know
and letting them know
that they do matter.
that they do matter.
And the more we respect people,
And the more that we respect people,
the more we can heal the planet.
repeat that,
The more we can heal the planet
the more that we can heal the planet, yes,
and create a global awareness
and create a global awareness
of love and compassion.
of love and compassion.
And we can let the children know
And we can let the children know
that no matter what they do,
that no matter what they do,
they are loved.
they are loved.
And all of that starts today.
And all of that starts today.
So take a deep breath. And for those of you who are watching the replay, feel free to reach out to me, either private message if this is stirring something up, if you need more support. You never know what somebody is going through or what they've experienced. And my clients show me that how strong they are with everything that they've gone through in their life. And so we expect people to be a certain way or to do behave a certain way, but the truth is we don't know what triggers people, and everybody is so different. So we're not here to judge. This is a safe space for everybody to just share their feelings, share how you're doing, and to have support. So,
Jackie, I just like to say that doing this work and experiencing how this process works and that it does work and how I think you're saying make life as much freer and happier and whatnot. It seems that it just opens a space where this good space where things happen easily. And you somehow it eliminates the tension. And I think it all becomes just the way you speak and how what your body language is also. And what we've learned. So it's really been a blessing to me in my associations and things that I do with my life. And it's just made it a lot it's made it so nice without the doubts and the fears overtaking anything else. Yes, they come up once in a while, but you're able to just do this tapping and you're able to, make a huge difference. And it makes a difference with who you're with as well as for yourself.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point, Joyce, that it's our vibration, right? It's our frequency that we're sending out. And when we heal all the trauma we've experienced, because when we've experienced trauma, that story is playing over and over again in our head, whether we like it or not, as much as we try to ignore it, right? Yeah. We spend a lot of energy trying to ignore how much we beat ourselves up or how much we're so angry at somebody and we can't speak up for ourselves. I can't say anything, right? Which leads us to become a victim and feeling like I have no power, I have no control. And when we do that, that energy, that vibration goes out into everything we do. So whenever, if you have a business and you're trying to grow it, or you're doing something for your church and you're trying to grow that and make it a better place, that energy goes into that. It goes into cooking your food. It goes into you drinking your water. It's a vibration that goes into everything you do. So as much as you try to create this most amazing life and have an amazing relationship and marriage and children, that's the energy that you're creating it from. Well, it's not going to work, right? So when we heal those traumas, we heal those wounds, we're able to receive what the universe is finally trying to give us, which is people showing up at the right moments. Things showing up in your email box saying, hey, you could use this. For you, your son shows up at the exact moment you need help with something, right? For me, it's, oh my God, here's some information for something that, you just had that conversation. It's like sometimes the computer's listening to me. It's amazing how the right person, the right events show up for us to take the next step. Yeah. It's amazing. It's incredible. Yes, I think it's magical. I think it's like unbelievable ride, and you've got to do the work to get on our train because it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, it's that ease and flow that really, really does show up, and life really is magical and fun. So.
Right on.
Thank you, Joyce, for being here. Thank you, Prati. And anybody else who's listening to the replay, please share what your feelings are. It was a little bit deeper and heavier content than I wanted to, but I think it's important to talk about it and to let everybody know that you're loved. And let's start respecting everybody and just send love out to the world, to everybody who needs it. So thank you again. This was great. Have an awesome day.
You too. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.